say you have to get up and go and pick up the remote off of the counter, or pick something up off the counter or something, and you don't feel you don't feel that you're going to be that out of breath. You might not have to do any technique at all. Just get up and get it. But if you anticipate you're going to be out of breath because the object that you want to obtain is upstairs, and those stairs is, let's say you feel like it's your nemesis, and you feel like, oh, it's going to be impossible for me to go upstairs like this, and, I think you understand what I'm trying to say, is if you have to go upstairs, then of course you would use the techniques as a tool to get you from point A to point B. And that's what you would use. But if you didn't feel very out of breath, like I'm just going to stand up and grab this or something, and you don't feel very out of breath, you probably don't have to utilize any techniques. But if you feel that your work of breathing is going to be higher, then you definitely want to prep yourself. The rule of thumb when it comes to prepping of any exercise, everybody on here that's watching me right now, write this down. Utilize it. Okay? First thing you do to prep yourself, let's go step by step. I'm about to stand up and go upstairs. First thing I do is what? Step 1. Purse lip breathe. Now, for how long do I purse lip breathe for? Just a couple breaths? 10 seconds. Purse lip breathe for 10 seconds. So my first step is I purse lip breathe effectively. Okay? I don't assume I know what I'm doing. I make sure I'm doing it right. Okay? I purse lip breathe effectively. I stand up. Okay. Now when I approach these stairs, okay, I purse lip breathe for 10 seconds. What's the point of that? To hyperoxygenate. You're prepping yourself, right? Now I'm going to keep a work of breathing or a talk test in my head, and I'm going to utilize that as I'm going upstairs, confirming that I'm still okay and I can still keep going. So what I need to do is, how many words or where should I stay between my Borg scale? 0 to 6. Not 0 to 10. You want to keep 0 to 10 in your head, but you want to be up from a 0 to a 6. 4, 5, and 6 is perfect to be at when you're working out. So let's say if I was at a 4, 5, or a 6, let's go to this board. Okay, so when I'm working out with somebody and I'm working out with a patient, I need to see them in view, seeing what they're doing. Let's say instead of steps, but you understand how to climb the steps. You keep going up, fill up your lungs. How deep? Halfway. Come up, and you just keep going up, keep going up. Utilize the talk test periodically, making sure you're still okay. Okay? Now, let's say I was going to walk. All right? Let's say I was going to walk. I'm going to walk. Let's say I do a 1-to-1 ratio. That means one step I breathe in. How deep do I breathe in? Halfway. But before I do that, I'm about to do a 6-minute walk test, or I'm about to walk. Okay? And it's a pretty long distance, let's say. At least it feels like to me it's a long distance. What's the first thing I should do? Purse lip breathe. That same routine again. Purse lip breathe for how long? 10 seconds. Because I anticipate I'm going to be out of breath. If you anticipate you're going to be out of breath, utilize the techniques. So I purse lip breathe for 10 seconds. I utilize the talk test to make sure I'm okay. My breathing is, I feel my work of breathing is high. This could be anxiety causing it. Before I start my walk, I need to calm myself down a little bit. All right, what's the best way to calm yourself down? Close your eyes if you can. Close your eyes. Relax. As I exhale, I'm going to fill up my lungs with pure positive energy. As I exhale, I'm going to get rid of the negative energy. The anxiety is physically coming out to that one breath. I can do something like this. 3, 2, 1. Keep in your mind the word calm, C-A-L-M. As of now, I am calm. Relax. All I probably could do with that breath, that oxygen, that one breath, right? Probably all I could do is probably just do a couple things, right? But if I have to walk a long distance, that little shortness, that little breath, that breath I just did, that shallow breath, might not be enough for that long walk. I need to fill up my lungs because my whole body is going to be exercising. My back, my integumentary system, lymphatic system, nervous system, brain, every single thing. Actually, brain is part of the nervous system anyways. But it's but you understand. So it might not be enough. Okay? So I'm about to walk. I purse lip breathe for how long? 10 seconds. You keep that work of breathing scale, the talk test in your head. Every one step you breathe in, one step you exhale. One step inhale, one step exhale. My breathing is manageable. Yeah, I don't feel the struggle to breathe. I could probably do more. You keep going until you feel like you can't do more. Okay? So you always utilize the talk test, and that's just like one little technique. What we just did was a multitude of techniques, but it's just one technique to get from point A to point B without being so exhausting.